Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of In the Box Seat, where we talk all things Gold Coast Turf Club. Once again joined by my panel, Gibbo, Ella, how are we?
Hello, very good, thank you very much.
The panel's here to hopefully find some winners again, like we did last week. Some exciting news straight off the bat with the turf planned to go down next week. The first instalment of the lane operation of the turf, the first section, is looking like sometime early next week. A section is getting grown here at the track and also at the turf farm at Caboolture, and all things are going extremely well, and the weather has been kind. So, yeah, big show next week. Navesh Ramdani will take Gibbo's spot. You'll get a week's leave.
Geez, the IQ...
How do you get a week off from this show?
My first one, I think. Geez, the IQ level through the roof when Navesh takes my seat.
So we can talk all things track next week with Navesh. Looking forward to that. Also an update on how the bee grass is coming along as well. Don't forget that is also in its stage of getting redeveloped while the course proper is
a really important part. Really important part. It's going to... Trials and whatnot is going to save the new track so much, and yeah, that's a very important part of the process.
Absolutely. Feedback from the poly track this week was a huge thumbs up with all the rain that it received on Monday and Tuesday. A horse like Kovalika did his piece of work on Tuesday morning. He couldn't get grass anywhere else. Everywhere was washed out. Zaki ended up at Aquas Farm to do his piece of work. He was able to get some grass out there, but that sort of shows how important a poly track is to tracks around anywhere these days, because they can just cop all the rain and still work fast and slow and fast all Tuesday morning without any hiccups whatsoever. Let's get into the weekend recap. I won't mention too much about the winners.
Let's talk about last weekend, why don't we, Mitch?
I struggled last week. I got one wrong out of 8.
Yeah,
but,
7 from 8. My goodness.
I want to talk about the group tip, because that's my most exciting. Agent of Mayhem.
The moral 3 from 3 of us.
There we go. We said
we'd get the
chocolate,
we've agreed on.
and we got the chocolate.
And bolted in.
Yeah, that was very exciting.
It's amazing. I keep seeing that promo of Kian Dickens 8 from 9 at Warwick.
Yeah.
That was about 6 months ago. I tipped 7 of 8 at the Gold Coast.
Gotta get one, surely.
Nothing from Sky. I don't even know if they still know I work there anymore. But yeah, no, so we all saw them well. Agent of Mayhem was able to get the cash. Another double to Gary Dowdy. Ralphie was successful again, so Gary's having a good run of things as well.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Edmund stable also got their doubles, so Jamaican Rumba and Cordyceps Miracle, and that puts them well ahead of the trainer premiership tally. So just looking at that premiership tally, obviously Edmonds are skyrocketing in the trainer premiership, and Bailey Wheeler now sits on top of the jockey premiership, well, in tied with Robert Brad.
Fair effort that.
Yeah, and Knowles one behind and Jags one behind. So I think the three of them are going to go head to head for the next few weeks, which will be very exciting to watch.
Oh, that would be good.
He's turned into a winning machine, Cordyceps Miracle. Duckhead from 1,000 odd days, and now he's won 2 straight.
He looks like he's going to be another one of these horses just keep winning.
Particularly here on the Poly, have you had a chance to look at Doomben on the weekend? Obviously, we've got a good Gold Coast contingent. Doomben Cup, any thoughts?
Oh, look, I think he's very hard to beat again, Zaki. I just think the race pans out beautifully. I think he'll sort of lead as he likes. I think Numerian will probably sit on his back, and Wetor maybe 2 lengths behind them. I think they're sort of clearly the 3. They nearly follow each other into the race, and I think it's Zaki's to lose.
The way that barrier draw pans out is very similar to the Hollandale. I think J-Mac was a little bit critical that a few kicked up inside of him and thought he'd just slide across and sit outside the leader. He was half slow away and had to give him a good dig the other day, so if he jumps cleanly, he should be able to get across. And Kovalika didn't get much favours with the barrier draw. He's going to spot some good horses a fair start, but obviously he's had to go this way to get towards the Derby and back up next week, so as long as he pulls up fine and hits the line sweetly, he'll be on track where he's a short price favourite for the Derby. The Vowels ran super last week up to 2,000 metres. Gee, look, the winner.
So good. Just a very good ride on the winner.
Absolutely. The wild card, the New Zealand horse, first start for Chris Waller, was able to take off at the half mile and catch the nappy. But look, he looked like he ran the 2,000 metres out solidly. I guess they've got to go to the Derby now with him.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, I'll put him in anything. He's just one of them horses. He's good through the line in anything. So they could set him for anything from 1,400 to probably 2,000 next prep as an older horse, and you could set him for anything and he'd be competitive, I reckon.
Saturday, got Coca-Cola race day. Love a good Coke. Anyone listening from the marketing team at Coca-Cola, feel free to send up a batch for the weekend.
Oh, don't worry, they also have Canadian clubs, so if you're a Canadian club fan as well, that'll be on tap all day.
Non-drinker me. Jim Beam. Maker's Mark. Mount Frank, no thanks. Have we got a winner?
Oh, I tell you what, I think it's a bit harder this week. I'm not sure we'll be as cheery next week, but I think we can find a couple.
Yep.
Look, race 4, number 4, Shaquilla. I think it's a highly competitive race, but this is just a horse I've always thought would be better with that last prep under its belt. It was able to win there and run well after that. The trial recently was good, so as much as I think a horse like Tubbs will be extremely hard to beat, I just think I'm prepared to go this horse. I think it'll be a better price, and I think it can run well, Shaquilla. I'm keen to sort of follow up what it does for the rest of the prep. And look, in the last, it might be heart in your mouth stuff, but race 7, number 4, Instant Response.
I feel a red wine coming on.
I'm not sure I'm confident enough to be putting a red wine on this horse. I just think the last couple has stolen a break, gone for home. The last 50, again, is just sort of, but if it was a wet track, it'd be a moral on turf. It's just the poly's a little query for me. If it handles a poly, it might skip and steal 4 or 5 and win. But that's my little query with it.
Do you want to cut it in half and like something a little bit lesser and maybe a tin of Canadian Club? Look after the sponsors.
What one do you want first in the last before
Canadian Club or Maker's Mark? You take your pick. I'm on a Stern Magic in the last. I've got a good record over Gibbo, so I'm even more confident now. He was terrific scoring here in maiden grade. Class 1 plate, well suited under the conditions. Awkward barrier, but I think he's that sort of horse that he could probably lob 3rd, 4th, just off the speed if Carl can slot him in. I think he's a bit better than this sort of grade, Stern Magic. So race 7, number 3, the tipping machine, Ella.
Oh, actually, so what I didn't mention early in the show, because Mitch was talking about his 7 for 8, I'd like to mention how last week I actually chose 1st, 2nd and 3rd for the last 3 races. So
it's pretty impressive.
I was pretty happy with that.
Did that go to air?
It did not go to air, but you did see my paper. The pink highlighter was there. We'll put a photo up now. I did have the last 3 races.
You need more airtime.
So,
that's a shame. It didn't go to air.
So for this, I've actually been told that I'm a jinx. So according to Bailey Wheeler, I am not to go on any more of his horses because apparently when I tip, they don't win.
Okay.
So we've gone completely aside from a Bailey Wheeler and a Scott Morrissey this week.
Yep.
We've gone race 4, number 7, Bordy. So trainer John Wallace and jockey Talia Fenlon. So we, as you know, the AITC equine program, we have some students with us this week, and one of their favourite horses is actually Greys. So I thought to go with a Grey this week, and also Bordy has a great record. So let's hope we can get across the line.
Talia had success last week with Cordyceps Miracle, took off at the right time and kept going. So race 4, number 7, Bordy. Are you gonna have a bet, Shaquilla Bordy? Confidence against Stella?
No, I'm not confident.
The big fella's down.
Yeah, defeated.
That's hopefully a couple of winners at Aquas Park Saturday, Coca-Cola race day. Looking forward to bringing you all the action. Thanks to the studio audience here this afternoon as well. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back again next week with that special. Navesh, Gibbo's going to take a break. No racing next week at Aquas Park, so we'll have a full in-depth look at how the track and the renovation works is going next week. Catch you there.